With the global release of the Mi Watch, Xiaomi has finally cemented in mine and everyone else's mind their true commitment to the Western market, bringing luxury design, cutting-edge technology, and that really appealing low price to the masses. I truly believe that the Mi Watch is one of the hands-down best bang-for-your-buck smartwatches on the market right now. Let's find out why, shall we? Hello everybody, my name is Robert and this is Review Clue. But of course, before we get into today's review, if this is the first time that you're seeing my face on your screen, then one, lucky you. And two, go down there, hit that subscribe button, smash that bell notification icon so you get notified every time I upload. But without further ado, let's go right into today's video and review the Xiaomi Mi Watch Global Edition. Let's go. It's no secret that smartwatches over the last few years have not had looks in mind, with many of them looking bulky and just ugly. They would make sacrifices in materials or screen quality. Thankfully, this has changed. Devices like the Xiaomi Mi Watch have jumped in quality, and they've done a pretty good job of making this smartwatch look good on your wrist. It is packing a 45mm polyamidified plastic case. Even with this smaller casing size, it still managed to pack in a gorgeous 1.39-inch AMOLED display. This case comes in your pick of navy blue, black or beige, and that's paired up with a 22mm TPU band. These can be removed, and if you want to change up that look, it's really easy to do. They're a very standard affair, so alternatives can be purchased from Amazon for next to nothing, allowing you to customize the watch to any way you like. It measures in at 11.8mm thick, so it's just a little bit thicker than the 45mm Apple Watch Series 6 at 10.7mm, though the case weighs just 32 grams. This is a light watch, and it certainly doesn't feel cumbersome to sleep with or to exercise with. Many times I've simply just forgotten I was wearing this watch on my wrist. The combination of the matte look case and band made it look simply gorgeous, with an attractive quality that's higher end than most. There are two physical buttons on the device. The top one, pressed, will open up the menu, and held will bring up the Amazon Alexa assistant, which is pretty amazing, by the way. That bottom button is a dedicated sports button, which will start to work out straight away. I did find that I kept accidentally pressing this button, which is a slight annoyance, but for many people it might be useful to have that button there ready to go. Front and center is that lovely 1.39-inch 454x454 resolution AMOLED display. The bezels surrounding the screen are big enough to be noticeable on certain watch faces, but honestly it didn't bother me too much. The quality of the screen as a whole is great, however. It's bright, vibrant, and the colours really pop, and the viewing angles indoor and outdoor are great. There's an option to have an always-on display mode if you really want to, but there's also an auto-adjusting brightness to let the watch automatically choose how it wants to work. That, of course, does affect the battery life, and to get that full 18 days they recommend, you would want that turned on. As a package, it's been slapped with a 5 ATM water resistance rating, which means that it's safe to swim with and shower with, and I'm certainly looking forward to taking this watch for a swim with me very, very soon. Overall, the Mi Watch offers a great look for the price. It hasn't caused any issues or discomfort while I've been wearing it, and for something that's designed for exercise, it's a great weight and actually looks really stylish. Xiaomi has gone solo for the watch's operating system, despite using a skinned version of Google's OS on their squarer Mi Watch. But what this does mean is the experience feels a lot more tied up end to end and leads to a ridiculous battery life, which we'll get onto later. It uses its own Xiaomi Wear companion app. It's available for iOS and Android, and it offers its own interface to shape your own watch interactions. We'll start with the watch interface first, and as a whole, it's a pretty standard affair and pretty straightforward to get into as well. From the watch face, you can swipe up, down, left and right. Swiping left will get you widgets for activity stats, music control, weather updates, and the most recent sleep data. Swiping down and you'll see notifications. The notification support is pretty standard affair here. When they land, you can tap on them to expand them, but there's no real way to interact with them here. So it's a very standard affair for a fitness tracker to be able to view these, but not actually interact with them in any way. Swiping up, and you'll get access to the settings. So it's basically the opposite of what we see from Wear OS with Google. This is the place where you'll do automatic brightness, turn on and off Do Not Disturb mode, and also bring up the Amazon Alexa assistant. The smart assistant needs setting up on the companion app first, but it does respond to my queries very well. I found the onboard microphone to handle basically all of my questions on the first attempt. Hit that physical button and that'll push you to the main app screen. There's no labelling here, so it's really down to you to recognise what these icons are and remember them for the future. Some are certainly easier to distinguish than others, like the leaf icon, which apparently represents the energy level, and the guided breathing icon, which are still not entirely sure what they actually mean. Xiaomi is billing this watch as one of the best for tracking your health and fitness, and it certainly seems to offer all the things you'd want to be able to do for that. On the sensor front, you've got a heart rate monitor, blood oxygen sensors, a standard motion sensor for indoor tracking, an air pressure sensor for additional environmental data, and so much more. There is a high-end GPS chip here, which works both indoors and outdoors, and is incredibly accurate, as we'll talk later in this review. You've got 117 workout modes with 17 core modes, offering richer metrics for things like running, cycling, swimming, in both a pool and open salt water. There's automatic exercise recognition support for most selected activities, and it also has a first beat algorithm to offer training effects and even recovery insights. This recovery insight is really exciting to me because it's something that we don't see on the Apple Watch, but is actually very useful. After you complete a workout, it will give you a rough estimate of time of how long it thinks you should wait before jumping back into an exercise. Normally, if I've done an hour's cycle, it will say that I should wait 24 hours before getting back into it. As a fitness tracker, you've got dedicated widgets to view your daily progress, and some quite animated inactivity alerts to make sure that you're staying active throughout the day. Accuracy-wise, I'm seeing it within about 200 steps of the Apple Watch, which is still pretty good. It is, however, pretty light in the way of getting you moving. So every hour it will buzz on your wrist to tell you to get up and move if that's something you desire. But unlike Samsung, it won't suggest you workouts to do at this time. So very basic, but still it's nice to see the feature here. For sleep monitoring, it usually takes a little longer to actually determine whether I'd fallen asleep or not compared to other watches like the Apple Watch. Xiaomi will always generate a sleep score, along with an insight on whether you've slept well and some basic advice on what you should do to fix it. Telling me that I need to sleep more isn't particularly useful, especially compared to some of the other devices on the market, giving me a much richer experience. Here it basically just says you didn't sleep very well or you slept very well. It would have been nice to see a little bit more data analysis going on in the background here, but this could be something that's fixed with a software update over time. There is a ton of extras here as well, like guided breathing exercises, which I really like to see, a stress monitoring level, which literally shows when you are most stressed. This will work through your heart rate and also track some of your other data as well. You also have an energy tracker telling you the best time to get up and get active. It even has that blood oxygen level, which, though should not be used as a medical device, seems fairly accurate and is a nice feature to see, especially as other watches are lacking this, and the only other watch that I've seen with it is the Apple Watch at around £350. You can view your energy levels through the app or through the watch, so it's nice and easy to see at any point where your energy is and when is the best time for you to get up and go. When it's time to get up and exercise, I took this out for some indoor workouts with a spin bike and some outdoor runs as well, but let's start out with that outside running. When running outside, we're seeing things like duration, heart rate, and so much more. It performs genuinely well with the GPS accuracy, particularly for shorter runs. It was quick to lock onto my signal and distance tracked. Splits and pace metrics were generally closer to other watches on the market, but when I stretched that run to more than an hour, I found those metrics to become further and further off. I don't know why this is, but over time I found those metrics to be falling. Moving inside, we put it to test on a spin bike. I used some dedicated spin classes on my Peloton and tested it with some of my own spin classes as well. What I found was the heart rate, calories and distance were all pretty accurate to the Peloton and the Apple Watch. When the workout was done, you get a nice little breakdown on the watch itself. Swipe down and you can see some core metrics, but you'll also see some of those advanced metrics on the screen, like your heart rate zone, and that recovery time as well. All of this data can also be analysed through Garmin's technology First Beat, and it is really useful to do that, because you get some really good in-depth understandings of your workout. When you were working at your hardest, what heart rate zone you were in and how your body is reacting to it. So it's really cool to see it. Especially from Apple's side, we don't see much of that data analysis going on. It's all happening on here and it's really cool stuff. When it comes to battery life, the Mi Watch is packing a 4,250 mAh battery, and it can last up to 18 days, which is insane. They also say that if you turn off things like continuous heart rate monitoring and GPS signals, you can get closer to 22. That's pretty impressive. Even with that GPS turned on, they say 19 hours of continuous riding, or walking or running, which again seems insane to me. And that's one of the biggest selling points to me of this watch. I don't have to remember to charge it before I go to bed, so sleep tracking is a breeze. Flipping things over to the phone app, we see for the first thing is this rather nondescript avatar which doesn't really seem to do much other than take up a lot of screen real estate. On the first status page, you can see some of your most recent data. Next to that is workouts, letting you track indoor and outdoor workouts from the app as opposed to the watch. Last up is your profile screen where you can browse through a nice array of watch faces to sync to your watch. You can also adjust incoming and outgoing notifications here as well. But what's really exciting is there are over 300 different watch faces to choose from and they're continually evolving. So right now I've got like this Game Boy style one which is super silly and not very practical. There are some super practical ones and some really stylish ones as well. So there really is a watch face for every occasion that you could use this for. Whenever you need to view your workout data, you can do so from within the app, and it's a really intuitive and nicely laid out. You can see all the same data that you did on your phone, and as well as some of that more advanced data as well. But if you want to take this data and export it to somewhere else like Strava, you're pretty much out of luck. There is no third-party app support here at all, which is a real shame to see, and I hope it's something that Xiaomi can bring in the future. Overall though, for a very low price of £120 or £100 right now, I think this is the best value for money fitness tracker on the market right now. With a ridiculous amount of fitness tracking opportunities, great design, amazing workout analysis, and those 300 and something odd watch faces, this is the perfect smartwatch, I feel, for someone who's really into their fitness tracking and not tied to an ecosystem like Apple or Google's Wear OS. Anyway guys, what did you think of this video? What do you think of this watch? If you've got any questions for me about it, let me know in the comment section down below and I will try my best to answer them. But of course, I also hope to catch you in my next video. Adios.
A rubbish phone speaker's ruining your party? What about listening to your favorite podcast while washing and uh-oh, you broke your phone? Well, you need the Quell mini speaker. With its fun and funky lights, you're guaranteed to be the life of the party.
Don't you just hate being in those business meetings and your laptop audio just not quite cutting it? Well, you need Quell speaker to amplify your meeting experience.
This mini speaker is the only speaker on the market personally endorsed by Review Quell himself, and he knows his audio. With the simple and elegant design, the Quell mini speaker looks great and sounds even better in any room of the house. Yes, even the bathroom. Struggling to carry those massive wireless speakers around? Well, the Quell speaker is just 7 centimeters in size and weighs just 136 grams. That's right, just 136! So now great audio can go wherever you do. The beach, the park, even the office. Connect any device through Bluetooth, wire, and even SD card. Yes, your record player can have the Quell experience. Make the best decision for your family and get them a mini speaker. Even your pets will love it.
Other wireless speakers cost hundreds of pounds, and who has the money for that? I certainly don't. That is why the Quell speaker is just $14.99. That is right, just $14.99. That's crazy value. But what's more, we're offering free shipping. Yes, you heard me right, free UK shipping. So what the hell are you waiting for? Get to Quell.world right now and buy your mini speaker and take great sound wherever you go.